charts and trends, let's make it clear. Trade today, no fear in here. Camera flow, the lines are tight. Plan of moves before the fight. Strategy is sharp, we're leading the way. Zazook reps it on the day. Zazook time. It's Zazook time. It's Zazook time. Guess what? It's Zazook time.
All right. Hello and welcome to today, December 18th. I'm your host, Biz, coming at you live with co-founder Andy to cover crypto pre-market prep. And it's funny because I think during the stream yesterday, the chart to me looked kind of weak, so I was kind of suspect, but it was pretty crazy to see that pullback there. Anyhow, I actually played the cautious approach, so I didn't really get too heavily into it. But I'm looking at it today, and there's a slight bounce, but also a lot. It seems like the fear is starting to pick up too. So I'm curious, what do you see, Andy? I mean, it was overnight for you or daytime for you, so curious to see what you saw, and would love to hear more on the market health.
Yeah, so let's quickly start with the market health because it's kind of fairly obvious based on today's stuff. So this morning we started with the 4-hour in the red and the 12-hour in the amber. And we've kind of finished the day still in the red, having dropped during the day on the 4-hour and slightly increased, but we're still in the red. So it's been an ultra red day, and there's kind of reasons for that. If we go to, in fact, let me just quickly look at the short-term trend. That's neutral, and the long-term trend is still positive. But if we go to the charts, you can see that last night we had yet another all-time high up here. We went to 107,890, but immediately after that, and so this was when I sort of went to sleep at some point around here, and it had already started pulling back. And then it just dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. So all in all, from the all-time high, Bitcoin went down about 4.8%. Now you can imagine what happened to the alts at that point. And the alts have been therefore struggling all day. If I go to our little friend here, you can see that they're saying that we're 63 now. And I saw an interesting quote here from Alex Becker. Anybody who knows Alex Becker, it said Bitcoin goes up 30%, alts and ETH go up 0.5%. Bitcoin goes down 3%, alts and ETH go down 9999999999999%. I hate it here. He's absolutely correct. I mean, the alts, if I go to let me go to the red here. No, sorry, the C here. And we go to others. And we go up to the day chart. You can see we've not been having a good time on the others for the alts. We had a big drop and then go up a bit, and then we've just had like 3 consecutive days so far. Well, 4 really, if you just take that green day. So the alts have been like struggling like crazy, and I guess let me go back down to here. So what happened? So what happened here with Bitcoin is it went through a ton of like demand zones. It just fell through everything. So I deleted them. And then it went down to this one, where on the 15-minute chart, which is where I'm at, there's a clear kind of order block down here that had been untouched. And what happened is it went down to this block. And if I drop to the 5, you can see it came in, it formed a bottom, came in, did like a liquidity sweep, and then started back up. And so that kind of was what happened with Bitcoin. So now we're just kind of dilly-dallying a bit. It's going up a bit, down a bit. But, you know, in the kind of longer term, or if you go to a higher time frame, doesn't look like anything, does it? It looks like nothing. But as Alex Becker said, when Bitcoin goes down 4.5%, the alts just like drop like a stone. And the bulk of them, you can see all the red on the right here. There's one or two coins that are kind of going the opposite way, but not by much. I mean, certainly not by much. I managed to do a quick trade in Rune today, but that's completely gone back. I just did I saw it coming down to this order block here, and then after it bounced, I took a quick trade, but didn't stay in very long. I didn't stay in very long. But other than that, that's the kind of only trade I've done today. The rest has just been kind of watching the market. And of course, I mean, I'll finish with Bitcoin first, but there has been other news as well. So if I go back to here, Benjamin Cowen, who is very well known, you remember I showed you this RSI here. And he was showing that, we're kind of still nowhere near the end of the cycle. And I showed this on the stream, was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember because time flies. But so he's kind of sharing the same thing. And this guy called Ali Charts, he's showing this. If Bitcoin behaves like in 2017 and 2020, then there will be a brief correction after reaching 110K, a steep correction after hitting 125, a big correction after hitting 150, and the end of the bull market at 220. I think I mentioned somebody else yesterday that said it was going to go to over 200K. And if you look at the black line here, this is where he's saying we are in the cycle compared to the other cycles. So I still think there's let me get rid of that because it's far too bright for my screen because it's dark here. So let me go on to the next one. Oh, that was the Alex Becker one. Final Bitcoin one is, again, this is kind of good news. Bitcoin ETFs overtake gold in major market shift. So Bitcoins in the US have surpassed gold ETFs in assets. Now, this was kind of going to happen at some point, and I think this is the kind of, we're in that pivot area now where, Bitcoin is going to become more important than gold. And I just think, we're not going to stop that. The alts wise, if you look at this tweet by Gert van Legen, and I shared one of his, I think the other day, what he's saying is if you go to total 3, that we are in an ascending wedge here and we're at the kind of bottom of it. So the alts have been kind of pulling back, but then he thinks we're going to shoot up. And I think there's, we're coming up to Christmas. And the problem with Bitcoin, if you go back to BTC and go down to a kind of hourly time frame, the problem with Christmas is the big traders will be taking time off, right? The institutions are certainly not going to be working. So it'll be easier for people to manipulate the market over the Christmas time. So I think high leverage, don't bother doing it. I tend not to use more than 5x, but I would, if you're going to use it at all, I would certainly keep it low. If you wanted to trade over Christmas, then in the new year when things get cracking again, I think we're going to start going up. So yeah, I think that's the state of play. A red day for the alts. But what you're getting is, if I go back to here, you're getting things cheaper than you would, a lot of the coins. And what's interesting, if I go up to the weekly on this is Ethereum, very much a cup and handle scenario in play. So I think the market is kind of prepping itself. I was watching something where somebody's got some analysis where Ethereum could go up to like 18K. Don't know if that's going to happen, but it certainly could, It certainly could.
You know, I'm starting
Um,
to notice some well, I mean, I like to call it stability, but in some of the meme coins, I don't know if you're seeing it as well, but like Doge has looked like it's doing putting in a higher low. Um, Shib
yeah,
Shib
Doge. Let me
Shib
let
looks
me
like,
let me stick that on my chart, not the week chart, but let's. I mean, yes, I mean it does have a higher low. I've got a lot of busyness on this chart because I was just mapping it out, but I've not used it. But yes, but as you can see today, it's kind of
I mean,
gone down
we kind of need some volume,
8%.
and it needs to break that to form a higher high before we can validate a trend reversal. But
Yeah,
I mean, it's still
yeah.
downtrend.
Well, it's a localized, yeah, like if you go into a smaller time frame, you've got a little downtrend going. But in the long term, you're still forming your high lows. You can see I've got an alert here on Doge, and that's why I've not looked at it today because I expected it to come
Mm,
into this area again, and it's just pinged it and it's going back. So I've got another alert for when it goes back up, because you know trading today, particularly the meme coins, they do have wild swings. So I didn't want to be trying to get in until I'd got some kind of confirmation.
yeah.
But you know, it's kind of interesting.
Well,
But let's move on because that
yeah.
wasn't unless you've got any more
No,
questions
no,
to do
no,
with Bitcoin.
no, not at all. No.
Um, the big news today, of course,
Oh yeah.
was this. And I hope anybody listening, I'm not sure how many are listening, but if any people listening, I hope you made money. I know I got some, I know Biz got some, I know friends of mine got some. So I hope everybody did. So this Pudgy Penguins NFT collection, as you know, their floor, in fact, there's two things to look at. If you go to, I'll put this on here. Let me just go to the analytics of the Pudgy Penguins. So, let me change that to the last 90 days.
Hmm.
Now you can see that Pudgy Penguins had gone down to about 8 ETH and it's just organically rising. And then suddenly, of course, up they go to like 36 ETH. Like, and the reason for that is that if you owned a Pudgy Penguin, some of them got like $100,000 worth of Pengu. And of course, obviously they just sold it. And then what they were doing is they were buying the Pudgy Penguins and then just selling them. And of course, the floor has now, if I just come to a kind of last 24 hours, the floor has kind of come down and leveled out. Right, and when you go to the chart of Pengu, I mean, let me show you this image. I managed to claim 3,371, which is not a lot compared to what they got, and you got more than me, and I know other people that got more than me, but you know that's currently worth about $120,
Oh,
which I
you
will
still?
show you.
I actually liquidated it because I was like, is this gonna be sustainable? But no, it's good on
Yeah,
you.
well, you see that the floor went down to here today,
Yeah.
but it's actually been sort of going back up. And I think, you know, there's a chance there's a lot of activity on it. We were looking at this earlier, you and I.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, and oddly enough, uh, it took a long while for TradingView to pick this up. It came into Binance, into our system this morning inside the exchange listings. You
Mm.
can see it here. Pengu USDT was added into our system today. But you know, so this has only got from on TradingView from about 5 hours ago, 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock, 2000, yeah. So it's literally like 5 hours ago that this came into TradingView. So I at least can now set alerts and stuff. And this line here is the POC. If you put the volume profile on, we're now beneath that. But although it might have changed, actually, it might have lowered. I mean, oh no, it hasn't. But so I just put that on here just as a reference. Not a lot of data I can get from this yet because I'm on the 1 minute chart on TradingView, but it has at least kind of when it first started, of course. Everybody was dumping it. The big boys were dumping it down, and you kind of got to wait for these things to bottom out. So there's a chance it could just tank from here. There's a chance it could do 2 or 3x, and then you just sell it out. And so that's so. Did you get out at a good price, Biz?
So actually, I think I got out a little bit early, because, and it was just before I slept because there was no telling what was gonna happen, and every
No.
time I'm away from the charts, usually that's when price action usually happens. So I just didn't want to chance it, so I took it.
I think that's very wise. I mean, because I only got, I think when I got them, they were 107, and then they went up to about 130 or something like that dollars. I thought, well, this morning I woke up to none of them. I claimed them, and the claim process, connect as many wallets as you can, right? Just if you can try get your old, and particularly your old wallets, your wallets that you've been trading NFTs in, you've been making transfers in, because the claimers, if I go back to this word here, you can see that the team have 17.8%. The PUBG community had 25.9%. Company 11, then other communities, and so there's a lot of people made a lot of money out of this today, and that's why it kind of the floor fell out to start with. It came down because obviously, if you were given $100,000, you wouldn't wait, would you?
Yeah.
You'd just be like, dump it, and that's what a lot of people did. But that again, it happened with the ape token, right? The ape token came in, did something like this, then it kind of went up here, and then that was it. Then the floor fell out of it, and that was the end of that. So I think there's some chance it could go up further. I don't know. I don't have enough to care really, one way or the other. So I can just kind of hold on to it. So that's the Pudgy Penguin. I thought the claim process, I thought that little animation they had when you did your claim was quite cool. The little ooh thing that you got.
Yeah, it was well done. I think that experience was actually quite nice.
It was.
Yeah, it was quite smooth as well. So no, good on them.
Yeah, I talked to a friend through it, and he was just connecting. He had many more wallets than I ever had, and he was just like, I've got that now, 10,000, or like no. So he had some good money out of it.
Yeah.
So good for him.
And like you pointed, make sure to check all these wallets, because my Phantom wallet, the one that I haven't really been active on, that was the one that qualified for OG, and it's so odd because I think that was the second wallet I created, and so my main wallet didn't even get OG status, which I found quite odd. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then as well for MetaMask, using my Trezor wallet, that was the most OG, and that didn't get an OG status. So it's weird. I don't know how they're doing their airdrops. So.
No, neither do I. Yeah. Neither do I.
But I'm happy anyways. I got something.
Yeah, well, me too. So I mean, Merry Christmas, everybody that did get them. It's something good on a red day. The other piece of news, and I'm going to do this first, is no to CBDC, yes to Bitcoin. European MP calls for EU BTC reserve.
That's
yet another block. Yet another. And with the ETFs going over the gold ETFs, you can understand why they're all doing this. So I think Bitcoin's day kind of has arrived. Michael Saylor's been right all along.
I have a hot take. My hot take is they're taking the attention away from the XRP ecosystem because, they want people to think that BTC is the store of value, but it's not going to be the value. It's not going to be the token that's going to oversee global trades. And there's only going to be one ecosystem for that. And so if you think about the whole global trade, like as a whole, as a sector, I mean, that's trillions and trillions of like I can't even pronounce numbers that high, like quadrillions,
No,
and that's just one sector.
yeah.
So when we talk about global commerce and how much value there is generated and where that value is going to get captured, I mean, you can only imagine what's going to happen. So my big bet is, all this information here, about BTC and all this, it's like a red herring. I mean, it'll always be a competitor to gold, but I don't think you can
Well, I think
compare.
that's right, and I think
Yeah,
that's the thing to say is that wherever I put that news, yeah, BTC's ETF overtakes gold. That it is going to be the store of value is BTC. I don't think it's personally going to be used for money either. That other thing that we've been discussing and that you've got your eyes laser focused on, which is the XRP thing,
yeah.
that and that's going to lead to CBDCs as well.
I mean,
So that's the
it's already in there, and that's been approved by 169 countries already.
yeah,
So it's really interesting. You see like articles like this when they drop it.
yeah. The other thing to watch out for, and I will be asleep when it happens, is today. The FOMC meeting announcement today. This could happen. I don't know what they're going to say, whether they're going to cut any points, but I think the feeling is they will. So I don't know. So it comes out at my 1 a.m. in the morning. So in about 5 hours or 4.5 hours from now. So I'll find out when I wake up.
Yeah. So
But
is this a rate announcement?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's today.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
U.S. Federal Reserve. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I suspect there'll be a rate cut.
Yeah.
Don't know how many points, but I think there will be. So that's it for today. It was definitely the Pudgy Penguin Day.
Yeah.
That's
No,
that
definitely.
was the kind of the big news for people that have been in the space a long time, or if you, I think they've got like the baby penguins. I don't know what mini penguins. Not sure what they're called, but they made less money, but they made a lot of money. They made a lot of money.
Yeah. It's
So, and
interesting.
I don't know what the future of this is. I don't know what they're going to do with it.
I mean, it's
Uh,
huge. It's a huge IP play. Huge. I've
a
only
huge
heard,
IP player, yeah.
yeah, and I've only
It's,
heard good things about Luca. And so Luca is pretty much driving all the narratives for Pudgy Penguin. He's a phenomenal dude. uh, I mean, look, I was never into penguins, but seeing the success and track record that he has now, I'm convinced he knows what he's doing.
it's got a 2 billion market cap already, Pengu. Like, it's crazy. Look at
Yeah,
that
no.
market cap. I mean, that's how long has it been launched? It's loopy.
Exactly 24, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy day. I mean, like
Well,
literally crazy.
this
But
beautiful
well,
thing
having
about
missed out
Web3.
on the Magic Eden one
Yeah,
because I didn't, and I think you did as well. It's nice that most people have got in on this, and at least, if not a lot of money, you've made some. And it like helps with Christmas, which
absolutely.
is a great thing. So that's it for me today. Just alts. I think whether they'll start to move up properly before Christmas or whether it'll be the new year, not sure. But other
Yeah.
than that, it was definitely a penguin day.
Cool. Yeah. No, thanks for the insights. And yeah, we'll be taking a look at BTC. Hopefully we get that bounce and curious to see what that's going to do with that FOMC, the rate announcement.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
if we get some good news, we get rate cuts, looking for good opportunities here. So we'll see. We are 1 hour before market opens. This is it for crypto pre-market prep. I am your host, Biz, and join us in our Discord if you guys want to, talk charts, talk shop. We're in there. You can connect with us, and you can find our Discord link in through our Twitter handle. All right, and that's it for today. It's a bloody one out there, so take care and stay safe, everybody.
Happy trading if you do. See you later, everybody.
See ya.